1. What is the primary purpose of the California Firearm Safety Certificate program? A. To allow firearm sales without background checks. To ensure firearm purchasers understand basic safety principles. C. To replace federal firearm regulations. D. To certify firearms instructors only. 2. Which organization is responsible for administering the California FSC program? A. Department of Motor Vehicles. The Department of Justice. C. Federal Bureau of Investigation. D. Department of Education. 3. What is the minimum passing score required to obtain a California FSC? A. 60%. E. 70%. C. 75%. D. 80%. 4. How long is a California Firearm Safety Certificate valid once issued? A. 1 year. B. 3 years. C. 5 years. D. 10 years. 5. What is the minimum age to be eligible for a California FSC? A. 16 years. B. 18 years. C. 19 years. D. 21 years. 6. When handling a firearm, what is the most critical first safety rule? A. Always store ammunition separately. B. Always assume every firearm is loaded. C. Always keep firearms locked in safes. Always unload before cleaning. 7. Which is considered a safe direction when demonstrating firearm handling? A. Toward a person if the chamber is empty. B. At the ceiling or floor, depending on structure. C. In a direction where no injury or damage will occur if fired. D. Toward the instructor with the safety engaged. 8. What action is mandatory before cleaning a firearm? A. Checking the barrel for obstructions. B. Verifying the firearm is unloaded. C. Engaging the firearm safety mechanism. D. Removing the firing pin. 9. Which of the following is an example of negligent firearm storage? A. Locked cabinet with a key accessible only to the owner. B. Loaded firearm left on a nightstand with children in the house. C. Firearm stored unloaded with a cable lock in place. D. Firearm secured in a biometric safe. 10. What is the legal consequence of leaving a loaded firearm accessible to a child in California? A. A citation with no further penalty. B. Possible criminal prosecution. C. Loss of firearm ownership for 1 year. D. A fine with mandatory community service. 11. Which is not a legal requirement for purchasing a firearm in California? A. Completing an FSC test. B. Passing a background check. C. Providing proof of residency. D. Registering for federal military service. 12. What should be done if a firearm fails to fire when the trigger is pulled? A. Immediately disassemble the firearm. B. Point it in a safe direction and wait 10 seconds. C. Reload the firearm quickly. D. Pull the trigger again repeatedly. 13. Which of the following storage methods complies with California law? A. Leaving a loaded firearm unlocked in a glove box. B. Using a Department of Justice approved firearm safety device. C. Wrapping the firearm in cloth and placing in a drawer. D. Storing ammunition loose with the firearm. 14. What is the safest way to transport a firearm in California? A. Loaded, concealed under a seat. B. Unloaded, locked in a secure container. C. Disassembled and wrapped in clothing. D. Loaded, but with safety engaged. 15. What is the primary function of a chamber indicator on a firearm? A. To release the magazine. B. To show whether a round is present in the chamber. C. To lock the slide open. D. To engage the safety mechanism. 16. When is it legal for a minor to possess a firearm in California? At any time if under adult supervision. B. Only during lawful hunting or sporting activities with consent. C. When transporting a firearm for family protection. D. If the minor has passed the FSC exam. 17. What is the safe handling demonstration required at point of sale? A. Assembling a firearm under supervision. B. Showing correct handling and unloading procedures. C. Firing one round at the dealer's range. D. Writing an essay on firearm safety. 18. Which of the following is not a topic covered on the FSC exam? A. Firearm operation and handling. B. Firearm storage laws. C. Firearm parts identification. E. Advanced marksmanship techniques. 19. Which group is prohibited from obtaining an FSC in California? A. Residents under 21 years old. B. Felons and certain prohibited persons. C. Out-of-state visitors. D. First-time firearm purchasers. 20. What is the penalty for lying on the FSC application? A. Permanent disqualification from purchasing firearms. B. Fine and/or imprisonment. C. Revocation of hunting license. D. Warning letter from the DOJ. 21. What is the correct action if you encounter an unattended firearm? A. Pick it up to verify if loaded. B. Leave it and notify an adult or authority. C. Engage the safety and carry it away. D. Clear the chamber immediately. 22. Which law requires firearms to be sold with a DOJ-approved safety device? A. Gun-Free Schools Act. B. California Penal Code Section 23635. C. Federal Firearm Control Act. D. Firearm Importation Law. 23. What is the purpose of the roster of handguns certified for sale in California? A. To list firearms eligible for concealed carry. B. To identify handguns approved for legal sale in the state. C. To track registered firearm owners. E. To document all firearm trading programs. 24. What is the waiting period for firearm purchases in California? A. 3 days. B. 7 days. C. 10 days. D. 14 days. 25. Which type of ammunition is generally prohibited for civilian possession in California? A. Hollow point. B. Armor piercing. C. Lead-based. D. Copper-jacketed. 26. When conducting training, which method ensures learners apply firearm safety knowledge effectively? A. Providing only written material. B. Using hands-on demonstrations and scenarios. C. Encouraging guessing until correct. D. Relying solely on instructor lecture. 27. What is the educational value of requiring the FSC exam? A. It increases firearm sales. B. It provides structured assessment of safety knowledge. C. It reduces background check processing. It ensures advanced firearm combat training. 28. Which principle of adult learning is most relevant in firearm safety instruction? A. Adults learn best through repetition alone. B. Adults require passive listening without practice. C. Adults value relevance and immediate application. D. Adults prefer not to receive feedback. 29. In mentoring a new firearm owner, what strategy is most effective? A. Delivering technical jargon without demonstration. B. Allowing unsafe practice to promote confidence. C. Providing guided supervision and feedback. D. Testing without instruction. 30. What is the significance of curriculum alignment in FSC instruction? It ensures learners study only advanced material. B. It guarantees consistency with legal standards and objectives. C. It eliminates the need for practice questions. It reduces test anxiety for learners. 31. Which evaluation method best measures firearm handling proficiency? A. Multiple choice written test only. B. Peer group discussions. C. Practical demonstration of safety procedures. D. Attendance tracking. 32. When teaching firearm safety, why is scenario-based training valuable? A. It reduces instructional time. B. It enhances recall and real-world decision-making. C. It replaces written assessments. D. It eliminates the need for instructors. 33. Which teaching technique reinforces long-term retention of firearm safety laws? A. Memorization drills without context. B. Incorporating case studies of real incidents. C. Ignoring learner questions. D. Limiting review sessions. 34. What role does formative assessment play in FSC training? A. Final grading after the test. B. Ongoing feedback to guide learning progress. C. Determining statewide pass rates. D. Removing unqualified instructors.